I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. This time, I'd like to turn it over to Board Secretary Jennifer Burns for the certificates of election.
County Board of Elections of Bucks County, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Certificate of Election. We, the undersigned members of the County Board of Elections of said county, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on the 5th day of November 2019, Tina Hollenbach was duly elected to the office of School Director of Neshaminy School District, Region 1, for a 4-year term. County Board of Elections of Bucks County, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Certificate of Elections. We, the undersigned members of the County Board of Elections of said county, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on the 5th day of November 2019, Adam J. Kovitz was duly elected to the office of School Director of Neshaminy School District, Region 2, for a 4-year term. County Board of Elections of Bucks County, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Certificate of Elections. We, the undersigned members of the County Board of Elections of said county, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on the 5th day of November 2019, Steve Parentano was duly elected to the office of School Director of Neshaminy School District, Region 1, for a 4-year term. County Board of Elections of Bucks County, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Certificate of Elections. We, the undersigned members of the County Board of Elections of said county, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on the 5th day of November 2019, Paul C. Cerullo was duly elected to the office of School Director of Neshaminy School District, Region 2, for a 4-year term. County Board of Elections of Bucks County, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Certificate of Election. We, the undersigned members of the County Board of Elections of said county, hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on the 5th day of November 2019, Marty Sullivan was duly elected to the office of School Director of Neshaminy School District, Region 3, for a 4-year term.
I'd like to thank the judge for coming and swearing us in. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, that brings us to the election of temporary president. Can I get a motion to put forth somebody as temporary president?
I'll put forth Marty Sullivan.
Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Allen. John, do we need a roll call or no?
If there's only one nomination.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. The next order of business is we need a motion for someone to be put forth as president.
I'd like to make a motion and nominate Martin Sullivan as president of the Neshaminy School Board.
Can I get a second? Second by Mrs. Hollenbeck. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. Our final order for the reorganization meeting is, can I get a motion for someone as vice president? I'd like to put forth Mr. Stephen Puritano. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Allen. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. That closes the reorganization meeting. And now we go into the regular meeting. Mrs. Burns, roll call.
Mr. Allen?
Present.
Mrs. Bowman?
Here.
Ms. Boyle?
Here.
Mrs. Hallenbeck?
Present.
Mr. Kovitz?
Here.
Mr. Marrington?
Here.
Mr. Parentano?
Here.
Mr. Cerullo?
Here.
Mr. Sullivan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The district mission statement. The Neshaminy community builds futures by empowering each child to become a productive citizen and a lifelong learner. Mrs. Burns, any announcements?
No announcements.
Mr. Terendi, you have an announcement
I do have an announcement.
later, at the end. No.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. During the 6 years of litigation over the Redskins issue, the Neshaminy School District has made no public comments of the kind presented here. But in light of the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission's November 25th, 2019 decision, the district believes that it is important for it to make a brief statement on this matter within limitations that still ongoing litigation imposes on the district's ability to comment. The district recognizes the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission's role in enforcing anti-discrimination laws, but the district strongly disagrees with how the PHRC has treated the district. which treatment should concern the taxpaying citizens of this Commonwealth who fund the PHRC's operations. In 2013, a Neshaminy parent filed a complaint with the PHRC for her now graduated child who identified as Native American and claimed that the use of the word Redskins and related Native American imagery were discriminatory and caused him educational and other harm. The PHRC took a leading role in the case. While the district hoped to resolve the case, the PHRC never had an investigator visit the district to speak with faculty, administration, or students, review records, or to gain any understanding of the district. Rather, the PHRC ultimately issued a finding that the district was acting in a discriminatory manner and directed the district not only to cease using the word Redskins, but also to spend what could reach towards $1 million in public funds to alter its facilities and programs. Apart from the intimidating nature of the PHRC's directive and its incorrect findings, the district was deeply concerned that the PHRC was interfering with the duly elected school board's statutory authority, over how the district spends public funds and to approve educational programming. Accordingly, the district was compelled to oppose the PHRC's directive. In October of 2015, within just a few days after the action on behalf of the Neshaminy student was voluntarily withdrawn, the PHRC filed a new complaint with itself as a complainant. The new complaint relied on the report of a supposed expert who portrayed the district as racially hostile for Native Americans and intentionally caused educational and other harm to Native American and other students. The district was demonized by the PHRC's allegations, which falsely cast the district and its community in highly negative light. Again, no PHRC investigator visited the district, and the expert who accused the district of being racially hostile never visited the district, spoke with a single student or district employee, or reviewed any district records. The district later learned that through the sworn deposition testimony of the former PHRC executive director that she approved the October 2015 complaint without any knowledge of the PHRC's lack of investigative efforts or reading the expert report on which the complaint was based. And again, it appeared the PHRC sought to interfere with the authority of the duly elected school board in directing that the district cease using the word Redskins and spend what might well reach towards $1 million in public funds to alter the facilities and programs. The district therefore was compelled to oppose the directive. At the January 2019 week-long public hearing, the PHRC was not able to produce a single Native American student to testify, even after 6 years of effort. Nor, after 6 years of effort, did the PHRC produce any non-Native American student to testify that he or she was racist or insensitive towards Native Americans as a result of the district's actions. Much of the PHRC's case at the public hearing was not focused on issues related to Native American students, history, or culture, but rather on the testimony of a small group of non-Native American former Neshaminy students who were school newspaper editors, some of whom graduated over 15 years ago. These former school newspaper editors testified as to why, when they were students, they objected to the district's use of the word Redskins. Some of the former editors further testified in their opinions that their supposed First Amendment rights gave them the power to ban the word Redskins from the district-owned school newspaper over any objections of the district or their fellow students. The district presented a battery of witnesses, including an expert witness, administrators, teachers, counselors, students, and community members, all of whom gave testimony that demonstrated that the district was not engaged in any activity that was discriminatory or hostile towards Native American students or people. The district cannot comment in any detail about the PHRC's November 25, 2019 decision, given that the litigation is ongoing. While the PHRC's November 25, 2019 decision allows the district to use the word Redskins, the decision, nevertheless, accuses the district of acting unlawfully and harming students when there are no factual or legal basis to do so. Many aspects of the decision concern the district in that it appears the PHRC seeks to interfere with students' First Amendment rights, school board autonomy, and the district's effort to teach students to think independently as opposed to indoctrinating them with certain points of view. The public should be aware that many schools in Pennsylvania use Native American team names, including the Redskins, and imagery. Yet the PHRC has spent 6 years and presumably significant taxpayer-supported resources singling out Neshaminy and treating it as if it is unique when it is not. The district hopes that a resolution of this matter will be reached again, but again faces a situation that compels the district to continue with the litigation through an appeal to the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court. The district further hopes that this statement will assist the public in understanding what the district and its community have faced over the 6 years as the PHRC has continued to press unsubstantiated allegations of racism. Finally, the district hopes that reporters will begin to ask the PHRC hard questions about how the PHRC has approached this litigation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tarante. That brings us to the superintendent's report. Mr. Jones?
Good evening. Just a couple of items. We were just here last week, but I do have a few reminders. The danger of e-cigarettes and vaping. There's a presentation tomorrow evening that's at the high school, December 3, 7 p.m. With a guest speaker. We do encourage you. The parent spin group, high school spin group, is putting on that program and encourages all parents in the community, not just high school parents, but parents of all students to come out to that program. The Neshaminy School store at the high school will be open Thursday evening, December 5th, from 6 to 8:30. This is a chance to pick up some great Neshaminy gear for the holidays. Please cash or check only. And then finally, the NEF, the Neshaminy Education Foundation, reminds you that if you're shopping on if you're shopping at Amazon, smile.amazon.com gets you an opportunity to identify Neshaminy's Education Foundation as a charity of choice, and with no extra cost to you, there is a donation that's made to them. So we encourage you on all three fronts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. This month on the board docs, there's a semi-annual report from Donna Irwin, our business administrator. So if you want to log on and read what Mr. Irwin has to say, I'm sure it'll be interesting reading. That brings us to the first public comment period. Anyone signed up? Is there anyone who wanted to sign up who forgot to sign up?
No takers.
Okay. So brings us to our action items for this meeting, and I'll be reading them all individually. 5.01, appointment of solicitor. Whereas school board policy number 005 requires during the month of December that the Neshaminy Board of School Directors appoint a solicitor for a one-year term, and now therefore be it resolved that the Neshaminy Board of School Directors hereby reappoints the law firm of Begley, Carlin, and Mandio as solicitor of the Neshaminy School District with an hourly fee of $165 per hour for the calendar year 2020. Can I get a second? Second by Mrs. Hollenbeck. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0.
Mr. Sullivan, just one moment. On behalf of the firm, I would like to take a moment and thank the board for the reappointment. I look forward to representing the board and working with the administration in 2020. Thank you.
We echo the same. We look forward to working with you and your firm. 5.02, the 2020 school board meeting calendar. Whereas the Neshaminy Board of School Directors must adopt and publish a schedule of public meetings for 2020, now therefore be it resolved that the Neshaminy Board of School Directors hereby adopts the 2020 school board meeting calendar. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Kovitz. Comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. Policy adoption. Whereas the first reading of Policy Series 800, Operations Policies 805, 805.2, 808, and 808.1 was completed at the public board meeting on November 26, 2019, and whereas the following policies are being recommended by the Policy Committee for board adoption into the Neshaminy School Board Policy Manual, They are well, I read the sections. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Neshaminy Board of School Directors hereby approves the policies listed above for adoption as part of Policy Series 800, Operations in the Neshaminy School District Policy Manual. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Puritano. Any comments or questions?
I'd just like to have one comment. Mr. Irwin, if you could just give us a brief description of Policy 808 and point 1, why the school board has been asked to implement these revised policies. Very briefly.
Yes, 8081 is really the change in the policies where it provides a little bit more teeth to the process and formalizes codifies, if you will, the process by which parents will be notified of their students' lunch debt, how that notification will take place, how often that notification will take place, and in the end, what role the school district will have in collections of that debt if the parents do not respond, including a opportunity for the parent to get on a payment plan and such, and then finally to the end degree, which would be then the district would then turn the debt over to the solicitor for collection through the district magistrate's office.
Thank you very much. And as presented at the policy meeting, you would say the vast majority of those debts are very small, but there have been quite a few cases of people that have been taking advantage of the system that need to be addressed differently.
The vast majority of parents are within you would consider to be the norms of a situation where there's students are charging and they're paying sometimes in arrear. By far, we have, I think, 2,300 students who owe something, of which I think all but 500 owe less than $30, and then when you get into, there's less than 200 that owe more than $100, and it goes on there so the percentage that we're talking about that are truly that would get to the 11th or 12th step in the process would be very, very few parents in the school district.
Any other comments or questions? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. Get a drink for the next one. 5.04, Appeal of PHRC Ruling. Whereas in 2015, the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, PHRC, did file a complaint with itself as plaintiff against the Neshaminy School District, contending the district's Redskin team name and related Native American imagery discriminate against Native American students and create a hostile environment in the district schools. And whereas the PHRC's 2015 lawsuit has its roots in a separate claim of discrimination filed with the PHRC in 2013 by a community member on behalf of her child, who was then a Neshaminy student, claiming the child was Native American and suffering from educational and other harm due to the Redskins team name and related imagery, said claim being voluntarily dismissed in October 2015. And whereas on November 25, 2019, the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission issued a decision in a 2015 lawsuit, which it captioned Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission versus the Neshaminy School District, whereas the Board of Number 2015015336, the PHRC case, whereas the Board of Directors has vigorously denied the allegations that were the basis for the complaints filed in the PHRC case, and whereas the PHRC itself is the complainant that filed the 2015 complaint in the PHRC case against the Neshaminy School District, and whereas the PHRC's November 25, 2019 decision was preceded by a hearing that occurred at the Bucks County Community College from Monday, January 7th, 2019 through Friday, January 11th, 2019, as well as briefs that parties submitted after the hearing, and whereas after careful consideration, the Board of School Directors has concluded that an appeal of the PHRC's November 25th, 2019 decision is necessary to protect the district's interest. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of School Directors of the Neshaminy School District hereby approves, ratifies, and authorizes the preparation and filing of a petition for review, notice of appeal, brief record, forms, and any other documents with the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court, as well as make any court appearances all for the purposes of appealing the November 25th, 19 decision of the PHRC in the PHRC case. It is further resolved that the Board of School Directors approves, ratifies, and confirms all actions herefore taken and required hereafter to be taken by the officers, administration, solicitor of the school district, and Levin Legal Group, PC, to pursue an appeal before the Commonwealth Court of the PHRC's November 25th, 2019 decision, and hereby authorizes and directs the execution of such documents and performance of such acts as said officers, administration, solicitor, and Levin Legal Group, PC, in their discretion deem necessary and desirable to effectuate the intent of this resolution. Can I get a second? Second by Mrs. Bowman. Comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. Okay. It brings us to other board business. I would like to announce that subsequent to the closing of the meeting tonight, there will be an executive session meeting to discuss matters of litigation and personnel. That brings us to the second public comment period. Anybody who forgot to come up for the first period can come up now.
No takers.
No take. All right. That brings us to board comment.
I just want to thank my fellow board members for your vote of confidence as Vice President. I also want to thank Judge Baranowski for coming out and swearing us in. I want to welcome Paul as our new board member. Hope you get out of it what you want. You will sure find it's a lot different than what you thought. But we're glad to have you on board, and I want to also appreciate the retention of Mr. Tarente and his firm as our solicitors. And thank you very much.
Just want to mirror what Mr. Piratano said. Welcome, Paul. Good to have you with us. And to everyone else, I wanted to wish you all a very happy holiday season and happy New Year. And look forward to working with everyone this coming New Year.
To echo Mr. Piratano's sentiments, I'd like to thank everybody for a vote of confidence for re-electing me board president. I'm happy to have my guiding light sitting next to me again to direct me. Like to welcome Paul to the board. You're in for a ride. Once you cross that imaginary line, things change. But it's a good ride. Like to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday. And with that, I will make a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Kobitz. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting adjourned.